pick it up.
Right. Just reminded me to.
Ready?
Yeah. Check, check, check. If you're hearing the sound of my voice or watching this on YouTube, that means you're now tuned into chapter 113 of the Introverted Intuition podcast. My name is Jeff, a.k.a. the Petty Podcaster, a.k.a. the Ambitious Introvert, a.k.a. the leader of the Libras. I am joined by my co-host from left to right. Introduce yourself or reintroduce yourself to the people.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's
Yes,
your man
my
CR908, representing Jump Out the Frame. What's good?
Hey, everybody, it's Coco.
Lainey here.
I said my left, but like, I guess my left is technically CR, but you know what I meant.
That's all right. The listeners
Fucked it
don't
up.
know the
You guys
difference.
fucked it
CR
up.
was
I already
You guys fucked up
I saw-
what I was trying to do.
I saw the
Whatever.
flow was a little
Thank you,
fucked
CR.
up, so I
Thank
was
you,
just like,
CR.
let me just step in.
Thank you.
Thank you,
It's all
CR.
Like nobody would have known that.
Exactly.
The
Had
video
you not-
people would have known that because I pointed.
Oh, my God.
But
Jesus, Jeff.
they would have saw I was
Meticulous.
occupied. Too.
Very true. But we have a special guest with us, an artiste. Not just one thing, not just a singer, not just a rapper, not just a performer. We have an artist with us tonight who recently performed at the JOTF Records Artist Showcase. We're absolutely. Introduce yourself to the people.
Why, thank you for that introduction. Hi, guys. My name is Honey Pyramids. I'm a Jersey artist. It's kind of a little bit more to that, but actually, I'm really glad to be here. I'm really close with CR, and I'm happy that I get to meet you guys. You guys are like the realest people who was at the jump, honestly.
Oh, her?
Made me feel the most welcome. I'm not going to cap on everything.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
Wow. Was it the interview or was it like our judging that made you feel that way?
Honestly, I'm not. It was the energy. It was the energy. When I
vibes.
walked in, I felt the vibes.
Oh, that's great.
God
Thank you.
damn, I really didn't think anyone really fucked with me at least because I feel like my opinion was a little too harsh at times, but that was dope. How was your experience of that night performing overall?
First time performing by yourself.
Wow, yeah. First time performing by myself, it was a little bit different. So for me, I actually have a bit of anxiety, like really bad anxiety when it comes to groups of people. So for me, singing is like singing and rapping is like, and performing is a way for me to actually push through that. So when I saw everybody else getting on there, my hands was getting sweaty. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, damn, that rope is real long to that mic. I know I'm gonna trip over it. But it's like, once you get up there, it's like, and you look out at everybody, it's just like, I have some people to impress and I have some people to show up. So it's like, it's either I trip or I show them up.
I remember in the interview, you had mentioned that you felt like you were going to have like a panic attack. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you seemed really composed. You were just like, I'm
And
here.
I was just about to
You know,
say,
I'ma do it,
like,
like-
you would have had me fooled. Because, like, not only this time, but the first time I had Jersey's Got Talent in June and you guys had that performance, like, bruh, like, when you're on stage, I had no idea you were nervous. Like, you were out there killing shit. And, like, you really represented for Jersey. Like, I really
Thank you.
didn't. I couldn't tell. Like, you just put me on some shit. I didn't know.
When I saw the choreography, I was like, God
I'm
damn,
like,
like,
yo,
these niggas
bruh,
some experts.
I was
like,
genuinely impressed. That's why, like, I kept following up with Honey to make sure she's good. You know, I know she in school and stuff because I'm like, yo, I want her around. Like, she's a dope artist, bro.
Listen, when it comes to my craft, I tell my girls all the time, it's something I'm very passionate about. I'll put my soul and I'll put all my bread into it, okay? When it comes to working hard, you have to work hard for a reason. So I'm just happy that at the end of the day, when it came to, okay, we got to get this show done, I'm able to put, because most people aren't able to put their affairs aside to do it. If you guys, like, heard, I'm going to bring up, like, some shade room shit. Can I curse on here?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Please do.
Like, Summer Walker. Like, y'all know Summer Walker.
Of
she
course,
has,
of
like,
course.
bad anxiety when it
yes.
comes to being around people. And I could feel that. But I'm not trying to shade nobody. I love me some Summer Walker.
Right.
But canceling shows, I couldn't do that.
Right.
I couldn't do that. Because it's just, like, at the end of the day, that's, like, therapy for me.
Right.
I get to see what's going on. Like, and then it's crazy because, like, when I see the video and I see myself back, it's like me saying, okay, I saw when I was having a anxiety glitch at that moment. Okay, we're gonna fix that next time. Okay, I'm feeling some type of way because my belly is a little bit big in that shot. We're gonna fix that next time. Every time I see something, I'm like, okay, we could fix that. We could fix that. Because it's like when I get that reflection, I'm like, okay, I see where I messed up at. This is where I could fix it, and then next time I'm gonna be good. Like my last performance was me fixing from my latest performance. If you see what I'm saying. Because it's just like every day I'm like, okay, I have to be better. I got to be bigger. Me and my girls, we performed at Summer Jam, which was lit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we did the outskirt stages. I'm so proud of them, honestly. And
They're here with you today.
the power. Yes.
Shout them out. Shout them out.
Shout out to my girl, Savage Queen, and my baby, Tay Love.
Shout them out.
So we also got to go to Powerhouse and see. The thing that we do is I make it a point, if I'm ever buying tickets to see a concert, because honestly I could see that shit on Instagram. If I'm buying tickets to see a concert, I'm studying people's moves.
Right,
I'm seeing what's going on. That's homework for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I see Megan with her dancers. Doesn't really matter what shape and size they are, as long as they all got that
Choreography.
hit. I see Megan, she walking around. Okay, she has her microphone up here. Even if she has to take a breath, I peep. When you take a breath, you get your mic away from your face. Okay, so people don't see you. That's one thing. I'm like, why is she bringing it? I'm like, hey, I see what's going on. So it's just like, every time I do a show, I sit back and I'm just like, okay, let me watch that over again. I kind of got to do that like Megan. I kind of got to do that like Meek. I kind of got to do that like Migos. Because I see what's going on. I'm like, okay, this is how the pros do it. We got to get up to pro status.
I love that.
What about other local artists?
Love
Like
that.
at the event, did you study them as well, or do you just look for the people at the top?
First of all, I love everybody who performed there. They all did a great job. But it's just like, when it comes to me setting, I feel like it has to be. Oh, actually, no. There was one rapper, the guy who won last.
Naeem.
Naeem, yo, he's really dope. I like how he could like go straight off the brain with his shit. Like he gets real passionate about it, and I could feel it. Even the I don't know what the guy. Damn, I hate to describe him as the white boy. But
Rightful disciple.
Rightful disciple. I hope I said it right.
Yeah, you got it.
He was even passionate about it, and I just like to feed off that energy because I'm like, okay, I gotta go that type of hard because I see how you going. I need to be able to take it. I need to be able to give out that energy how they're putting out that energy.
Exactly.
It's what I love that shit. Like I really do. Like I have to be able to feel you.
Did you have a favorite performance from that night?
You could say yours too.
Yeah.
If you can't remember anybody else.
I wanted to say mine too. I was like, maybe I'll be at
I really love the R. I wish you did like all R&B. Like that was like my favorite part of your
you caught me
performance.
off guard. Like I didn't even know. Like when you came out and you were singing, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Was that like conscious? Like did you choose to do that, or is it something you decided last minute? And why?
No. Everything that I do, I pre-plan it. Another thing is everything that I do, I go through with my assistant, Akti. Every single thing. I'm like, okay, so what you think about this? What you think about that?
It's funny she says that because that was the one thing I noticed at the show. She was the only one who came with the crew. She she stood away from everybody else. She sat down for like the whole time on a laptop getting shit together. I'm just like, what the fuck is she? At first I thought she was working or something. And I was like, oh wait. And when we interviewed her, I said, oh wow, okay. So listening to you now saying all this, I'm like, oh wow, like it all makes sense now. Like you really didn't come to play games.
No, I put myself into the position where I'm like, okay, I have to have a certain type of mindset, no matter where I go, because it's like the type of honestly, the type of anxiety that I have, it's like every group is the same to me. So honestly, the performance that we had that week is going to be the same feeling that I have when I perform at the Cherry Bomb concert. But it's this huge concert that's going on in New York, and it's going to be a lot of people. I'm opening for a celebrity guest, but I don't know who it is yet.
That's
wow.
fire.
So, but for me, it's like every group is the same to me. So it's like I take myself aback and I take a second, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I have to put on this face. Before we started, if y'all didn't peep, the light was on me and I did this. That's me like counting backwards, because that's basically me readying myself to change. I guess I'm gonna call it to change from my government name, which I will not say, to Honey Pyramids. So once I put that face on, it's go time. If I mess up, if I mess up, wait, did y'all see my mess up?
Did you?
We're not gonna bring that out. Even if we did, even if I mess up, it's just like, ooh, haha. Anyway,
That's professionalism.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to do.
I'm just like, I have to have on this face because if I don't, then it's gonna mess up the whole facade. So I can't be anyone else once I get into there.
That's so dope.
So who were you before you were Honey? Like what was it? When did your interest in music start? Was it really young? Was it recent?
Actually, I started singing in elementary school. I went to George Washington Academy in East Orange in Jersey.
Oh shit.
I was in, I don't know, whatever. You know, I'm not even going to do that to myself. I was young. I was young, and I had the singing teacher, Miss James, and I had her all the way up to my freshman year of high school. And it's just like, it's like she was like a mother to me. So wanting to impress her, wanting to do great, it was just like, okay, if I'm going to be a singer in this class, I better be the best damn singer in this class. That's how she kind of pushed me. So I was like, okay, so singing, that's in my blood. That's something that I need to do. And then when it came to rapping, it's actually kind of funny because I started rapping out of, like, I'm going to call it love's revenge, because there was this guy who, oh boy, this fine young thing from Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, and he broke my heart. We was together for 6 years, and I'm just like, I'm going to make a diss track about him. And I did it, and what was crazy is the diss track actually blew up. Like, I got lit in Jersey for making that diss track, and it was called Done. And I was like, you know what? I think I could do this. I want to do this.
Is it still floating around on the internet right now? Can people look that up?
Yes.
Where can they find it?
You can actually.
YouTube?
It's on YouTube. You can go onto my SoundCloud at Honey Pyramids.
I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna hear that.
Was it like, did you talk about the relationship itself, or are you just venting about how you felt afterwards on the track?
I think it was more of venting. Tay, what was one of the lyrics?
Fuck you, nigga.
It was like, it was something like, ain't got time for your boy, ain't got time for his bitch. No time for lies, I'm just saying. What's up with games when you always playing? I don't know. It was just, honestly.
How long ago was it?
Man, I was 16. I'm 21 now.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's it.
You only 21?
Yeah.
Really?
Only 21 and she a savage. Yo, son, that's crazy.
Damn. I was about to say shout out to him, but I guess he kind of started your career in a way, right? Or
No, we're not
through
giving credit to
osmosis.
him. We're not giving credit.
no,
to
I mean
him.
like
No,
his
she
fuck
started
up
her
was her like
inspiration
Ascension.
to
You know
create
what?
something different.
Yeah,
is all
Everything
it
happens
was.
for a reason.
You know
Yeah.
what?
God damn
It
it.
pushed me. It pushed me. It pushed me. And what's crazy is we had got back together after that, and then we made a label, and then I realized that I wasn't getting enough appreciation in my label, so I left, and that's why I'm independent. Period.
1 point for Brooklyn, 0 for Jersey. Let's go New York.
That's funny, yo.
So when did you start like actually writing music and creating projects and creating songs? Was that right after the diss track blew up, or was it a slow burn to that?
Well, for writing music, I've always been a poet, so all of my music is actually, it starts off as poetry. So no matter what kind of poetry it is, usually, which is funny, usually it's angry poetry. That's why it turns into rap songs. And when it's like more about love, you know how it goes about that. So it turns into songs. So I've been actually writing for a long time, but I guess just now recently, I'm not going to lie, it's like writing's become a little bit hard for me. And I'm going to say, okay, it's become hard for me because I feel like I've enclosed myself in. Like, so say, I feel like I don't want to talk to people. Like, I don't like to communicate because of past shit. And you know, like, when you get your heart broken, when you find fake friends, it just makes you want to be like, okay, I don't care. I don't fuck with none of y'all.
It hardens you. You don't want to open up.
Yeah.
Exactly. I turned
And that
into
reflects in your music? Do you
Yeah,
feel?
it does.
How so?
The songs that I'm dropping now, that I'm about to drop for my EP, Sample 1, it's basically one song about the net, and then that's basically about making money, because that's all, I feel like not hanging out, that's all I get to do. I'm not complaining, but it's just like when songs repetitively become about making money, fuck bitches, not fuck bitches, but fuck bitches. And then like
very
bitches
specific,
being mad.
right?
It's just like I don't want that to be my only feeling, you know? Because I listen back to my music and I'm just like, okay. And then I get stuck in that mindset kind of, and then it just gets kind of like sad. So I'm like, okay, and then that turns into song. So I end up singing, but I'm just like, the song that I sung, Heal. And that's about like, you know, healing somebody that you love. So now it turns into, okay, I'm healing you, but I'm only speaking about healing you because I really need to heal myself. It always turns out to, okay, I want to open myself. I want to give myself to someone. And then you can hear in the music, okay, you already fucked up. So now I have to change it so that I have to harden myself, and then it turns back into rap music where I'm like, okay, I don't need nobody. Fuck you. It's about this bread. It's a cycle.
I get it, and I think like at least you're like very aware of that. You're self-aware of that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the longer you continue to make music, you'll eventually like get to a point where you're okay being vulnerable in all of your music. Because in my opinion, that's what makes me love an artist is the most vulnerable music, right? And like some of the other artists that I've worked with, they say like your best music, you should feel a little embarrassed about it because it's so revealing, and that's what's going to be the most relatable content. So I think that's something, you know, you're definitely going to want to eventually, you know, just let it out.
Oh yes,
I think you have so much to say. I feel like you have so much to say. Yeah,
I feel like I said that at the show. It's just
You
like
did.
you're hiding behind something, just like so like.
there's a whole nother like
Level,
beast behind Honey Pyramids, like that's ready to like, you know what I'm saying? There's an evolution, and I see it happening. Like,
And I'm not just like I don't want to criticize, but I'm a Virgo. I don't criticize, but I give insightful tips.
Commentary, yes.
Yeah, I hate when you say if it's something when I sing is because that's the way the poem goes, or if I'm talking about fuck bitches getting money, I gotta rap it out. No, you can actually sing that shit, and you can rap some love shit too. You can try to intertwine everything together. Don't always just hold yourself into one category where you feel like if I'm soft, then I have to sing.
Sing
Or
angry if
I'm
you need
hard,
to, damn
then
it.
I have to. Yeah,
Sing
sing
it out.
angry, belt it out. Like, give them harmonies. Like, give them that pain in a love song. Like, sometimes the best part about, especially any R&B song, is all that raw emotion behind it.
Yeah.
So just like,
'Cause
always
anybody
keep that
can
in mind.
identify with
Never
that,
just,
yeah.
never be so quick to put yourself in a box. Like, you're only 21, so you still have so much more to grow. And I hate to say this, but I don't want to say go out there and be a hoe, but go out there and live life. Because if
Don't
you
hold
don't
yourself
live
back,
life,
yeah.
what are you going to write about?
Right.
That's a
Right.
fact.
Like,
that's
you're
the thing I
holding
realized.
yourself
Gotta
back from
experience it.
experience.
And that's kind of what stunts me. I realize that's what stunts me from being able to write what I want to write, because it's like I don't have that experience.
It's either you better
That
have the
experience.
experience, or you better have a great goddamn imagination.
One or the other.
Yeah, because even you said like you're not going out to interact, but maybe those moments when these people maybe you don't want to interact as much can birth a good song, you know? I don't
Yeah.
know. But
But I get it though, because you're also very wary of who you want to let into your inner circle. You're probably the type of person that when you do trust somebody, you really trust them and you really care for them.
Ooh, you should ask my friend group.
So I get that protective mentality, but I say, you know, also, you know, keep being selective, but also be open to new connections, because there are good people out there, even people who just to be friends with, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to experience that. Like, networking is gonna, not even just networking, but, you know, meeting people and just creating those memories and those experiences, they're going to broaden your horizon so much, and they're just going to make your music so much, like, it's already good, but it's going to make it even better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you on that, definitely. That's going to be the winter EP. I'm taking tips from y'all. It's all on the video. I'm writing it down.
that's interesting that you listen to your own music, though. I heard SZA recently say she doesn't.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
Wow.
she didn't really expound on that, but it's like, is it, so how much of that, like, of the critique of, are you giving, like, is weighed in, like, it's your critique, obviously, and your team, but is your critique really the final say, the nail in the coffin, or do you
Oh, of
take more from your
course.
team as opposed to you?
Oh, of course. Honestly, the only thing that my team really has much of to say is if it's first of all, I never send them my music after it's mixed. I send it when it's raw. And there's a reason that I do that. It's because I hear stuff and I'm just like, I'm not sure. And then I send it to the people who know me best, and they're like, I know how you sound when you sound perfect. That's not it. And I'm really
Anal about it.
I'm very anal about the music. So sometimes I just think, oh my God, that sounds terrible. And then I send it to them. They're like, girl, what's wrong with you? You was doing that the day before and you loved it. And I'm like, okay, all right, cool. But after, once it gets into like the writing process, that's all me. Once I gets into the studio, one thing I do is I actually go into the corner, because I don't like people looking at, that's my anxiety. I don't like people looking at me when I record. So I go into the corner and then I put my heart out on that part. So it's like when it comes to the finalization of the music, it goes through my weed team and then it comes back to me and then I listen to it and I'm like, that's what I wanted. It's not what I wanted. I'm like, y'all bitches lied. I'm going back in.
What's like the average like recording time for you? Like, how late are you in the studio? Can you create songs pretty fast, or does it take time for you to make a song?
So actually my process is when I write, it's poems that I pick out. I have a big book, and it's poems that I pick out, and I find a beat, and then I listen to the beat, and if the poem doesn't go with the beat, I just go to the next poem. Poem don't go to the beat, I go to the next poem. So I'm like, okay, this goes with that. So I listen to it. It takes really, the poem's already written. Then I go into the studio, I stay the next day. And honestly, to record, because I've already got it in my head, it only takes me, I say, like an hour tops. It takes me an hour tops. And I send it down to my guy, Evie, who's my producer in Atlanta. I love him to death. And he already knows how I feel about things and how I listen to my music and how I like my music. And he really gets it out of my head, out of my heart, I'm going to say. He gets it out of my heart and he puts it down for me.
Do you have music videos as well online?
I have one music video that I have, and it's called...
Is
yeah.
Is it? I forgot the name of it. I don't know exactly who's in it. You and Keena think, right?
It's Bye Bitch.
Bye Bitch. Oh, that shit is fire.
Because you seem like a good visual. Like I would like to see you in music videos.
You gotta
like,
watch that video.
What's going on in the video? Can we give the audience a brief teaser?
Let Honey tell you.
Describe it. What's going on?
Let Honey tell you.
Bye Bitch is totally dope. I don't like to yank my own chain, but I'm gonna yank it. Listen, it's my first music video. I'm like, when it comes to, I'm a perfectionist. When I did that video, it was basically directed by me. And I'm like, okay, listen, I already have it in my head. I want her to have her own part. We're going to be in the woods, and we're going to have this old fashioned, but it's going to be a decked out car, and we're going to be dressed old fashioned, but we're going to be decked out. And I want to have a bitch in the trunk because she talking shit. And I'm like, okay, bye, bitch. For some reason, Keena has a shot of her hit me in the head with a shovel. It was nice because it was a gold shovel. I don't know oh yes, I do know what it signified. But she had, and then it was like the part in the video where I had all my girls on the couch and we're dancing and stuff. And then it's like it's actually my adv on Instagram. It's a picture of me on a bed with like with mad teddy bears on the back.
That picture is classic, yo. It's classic.
You have to see. I can't even explain it because it was just more of like a dream for me. Like it was like little shots. I'm like, okay, little scenes, little shots. I got to put that all together, make it make sense, and it ended up making sense.
That adv you got to turn into a poster, bro.
I might as well.
Turn it to a poster and have it at your shows. People will buy that shit.
Actually, that's dope.
I'm telling you, bro.
Write that down.
I'm telling you, I would buy that shit.
We got the
and
marketer
get
in
you
the
to
house.
sign it. Dead ass,
The marketer
bro.
in the house.
Yes, make a note.
he wants a cut of all posters.
Nah, man, I'm here to inspire. Just give me a free poster.
Right. Yes. See, that's why they're my team. They're the having people around you that truly support you is the only thing that matters to me. Because you could have family members that don't support you.
Facts.
But to have
We do.
but to have people who aren't even blood to be down for you, that really touches me in a different way.
It's a blessing.
You heard that, Hefe?
Yeah. I'm still working on being a team player. It's new. When you're by yourself for a majority of your life, it's new.
Lord.
Right.
It's still new. Give me time to warm up.
I told you I was going to give you to the end of the year. I'm thinking to the end of the week.
It is November
right now
14th.
Let me not even lie. A lot of becoming a group, it has to do with accepting some people for who they are and being able to compromise. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm a bitch. Right, Didi? Look.
Damn. No words.
Listen, Tay already knows I'm a bitch. But it's just at the end of the day, when you know that they have your best interests at heart, you know that.
Yeah, you really can't take anything personal when it comes to people who constantly show up for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I understand because I'm the bitch of this group.
And I take everything personal. I really do. I can't help it.
And me and Coco are just witnesses.
They don't play sides. They just sit and watch.
We're mad neutral.
Yeah.
Why don't you ever pick sides though? Because I'm right sometimes.
No, you're
Are
not.
you?
I'm right sometimes.
Okay.
Even when you try to throw niggas under the bus.
He does that.
Wait, no. When I be
You
doing
do
that, chill out.
Bro, you do.
I'm petty podcast.
Yes, he's the petty podcast.
He's like, when do I do that? Because you know,
Fucking tractor trailer behind that nigga.
Do you remember your first performance ever? Did you have that natural, confidence to go on, or was it all the anxiety was through everything you've done throughout your career so far?
Let me bring you all the way back to my very first performance ever. Don't know how old, but I was in a middle school. And I was singing "Love" by whoever.
Keisha Cole.
There we go, Keisha Cole.
I love that
was
song.
singing it, and one thing that I realized is if I look good, I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got my first doobie in my entire life. My hair was real Indian. I had my white dress on, and I had on the little click clacks. I'm just I'm like all these people. I'm just At first, it was an anxiety. I guess because I was too young to realize that people would judge me, I guess. But it's just like, it was the same feeling I get every time I get on a stage. Oh my God, there's people looking at me. Look what I can do. Love. Like, it was like, guys. But it was pretty dope. But like the first time that I realized that people can actually judge me when I'm on the stage, I guess would be, there was this performance that I had did sometime when I was in high school, West Orange. I actually didn't even tell my friends about it. Sorry, y'all. I didn't tell my friends about it.
You were that nervous? You didn't want to tell anybody?
I was so like, it was kind of I've got to do it, because if I don't, I might never be able to do it type thing. I didn't invite anybody. I didn't tell anybody. I just told people that I just went to my friend's house, or I went to my boyfriend's house, or whatever. And it was like an open mic at this cafe in Brooklyn. And I was just like, nobody's going to know me here. So if I fuck up, they won't even care. Or at least I won't care. And they started playing the music. And I was just like, I just stared out into the crowd. I didn't say anything. And then it was this old white lady. She was so sweet. And she tapped on my shoulders and she was like, you're supposed to sing now. And I was like, you're right. And then I started singing Love on Top by Beyonce, and I killed it. I killed it. And I was just like, I got to do this. And what made me say I got to do that is because even after I was up there looking like a dummy, I knew that I had some talent, because at least people clapped. A lot of people clapped. So I was like, okay, so next time I'm going to do a little bit better. And then I did 2 more shows, and then I saw CR.
What was he doing? What was CR doing?
He was at the show that I performed at.
But was he like in the corner creeping? Like, I want to know what.
You always think the worst of CR.
Right.
I don't know why.
How was it the worst?
He says he in the corner.
No, because
creeping.
she said she saw him. So I was wondering, like, how'd you see?
That was what you envisioned as soon as she said that. Like,
So
he's
you
in the corner creeping.
I don't be creeping, y'all.
No, he don't be creeping. It was wait, you guys hit. I can't remember, honestly. I'm not sure if I hit you guys up or if you guys hit me up on IG for the show.
I'm pretty sure I probably hit you up, because I think when I saw you at that show, I got your Instagram, and then I was just like, yo, you're dope. Because that's just, I always do that. Like I always see a dope artist, and like that's the only way I'm gonna work with you. If I'm working with you, that means I like your music. You know what I'm saying? So like, I saw her, I was like, yo, all right, I need to get your Instagram, and I always make it clear that it's never on some like, yo, what's good? Let me get your Instagram shit. It's always like, you know, because I know you get that all the time.
Let me say, I respect that so much about you, because oh my God.
Yeah, and we've had mad conversations. Like, I have her number and everything. God. I've never tried to holler at her. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that so much.
Because I respect your artistry. Like, I'm a fan. Like, I'm a genuine fan of Honey Pyramids. Like,
I genuinely love
respect.
that.
Yeah.
So just artist networking is how y'all connect.
Bro,
that's dope.
Yes.
That's my integrity, bro.
Not creeping in the corner.
When he mentioned he has a label, like, have you ever thought about joining like a local label or?
No.
Never.
No.
Why is that?
No. Let me tell you, my dad. You know Kazi Stoner. Shout out to
familiar.
Kazi. He's a rapper from Jersey. He's very talented. Okay. So he's actually popping in Jersey. And he's under my father's label. My father has a record company, ICU. So one thing about me is if I have anything going on, I don't want anybody's 2 cents unless I ask for it. That's one. I'm not signing nobody's contract because nobody helped me get to where I am now. I have a father who's in a whole record label. He owns that shit. If I wanted to be in a record label with important people, I could be in it. But I've chosen purposely to be an individual. I've chosen purposely to do the shit on my own. If I fuck up, it's because I fuck up. If I get up there, I don't want to be like, oh, thank you to my label. You know, they have my back. No. Who has my back? Me and my bitches, and that's it. That's what I could say. I'm going up with the people who came up with me.
I respect
love
that. That's really admirable and brave, because as a new artist, I feel like a lot of new artists are looking for any type of resource, any type of connection, any type of label
and
to
I have
get
a question. So with that mentality, why not create your own label and just sign yourself?
That would be sweet, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. I think that would be good for you.
What's crazy is I was actually thinking about something like that, like joining a good couple of female rappers in Jersey, because I realized not even Jersey, because there's some dope rappers in New York on period. Yo, when I just actually had a show in Brooklyn recently last week, and I'm like, the music. like y'all words are different from people in Jersey. Honestly. Ooh, it was this girl. She was reading poetry. First of all, it was one girl. She was singing. I'm like, we don't do that in Jersey. And then I see another woman. She was reading poetry. Me and my girl was in a front seat boo-hooing. Boo-hooing. I'm like, good. I connect to that. So it's like one thing about New York is that you guys don't feel like you have to be hard. Y'all just are naturally hard. And then when it comes soft, man, it's like pillows. Like I could feel you're soft. And that's what I really fuck with. It's what I really fuck with.
Like pillows.
Like pillows. I'm giving some visuals out here.
You mentioned your pops. Like, was your family, when you first mentioned to your family you wanted to do music, were they initially on board and supportive, or did you just go against them or just do it without even telling them to this day?
Well, I've been doing music since I was a little kid, so my parents already knew that I was talented in a way. Yeah. But honestly, my parents are hustlers. They had their own thing going on. So it was just like music was an outlet for me. So when it came to me writing, me singing, it was just something that I didn't even want my parents to know about. Honestly, I didn't even want my siblings to really think too hard about, because it was like, if you guys put your 2 cents into what I'm doing, I'm going to be upset. I'm sensitive about my shit. OTT, you shouldn't curse. Oh my God, I keep saying my nickname. Oh, honey.
I was wondering what you were saying at
first. They're like, oh, you shouldn't curse in your music. I'm like, fuck that. Oh, you shouldn't talk about having sex in your music. I'd be like, but I does that. Right. So it's just like, I can't ask anybody for their 2 cents. I don't even want them to have their 2 cents, because I respect them too much to be like, I don't care about your opinion, so I'm not going to allow you to have an opinion.
Right, just don't ask.
Exactly.
I feel the same way.
I want to present a hypothetical. So let's say you are further into your career, you're making show money every week, you have your own label, but you're working with different businesses, and one of the businesses has a campaign or something they want you a part of, but they want you to adjust your image a bit for the next few months, like maybe the content of music or your look. Would you be willing to compromise that, or would you just go your own way?
If it was for a greater thing, I would not mind. Okay. I wouldn't mind. If it was for a greater thing, I wouldn't mind. I mean, like, because there's some people out here who want to make music. No, I don't want to use her. Like Beyonce. She doesn't really curse too much. She's not. Ooh, look, I mentioned Beyonce. Like, she's not too rated R. She's not a Nicki. Feel me? So I could bring it down, you know, if it's like, okay, this is going to be music for the kids. We're going to make sure that they're going to learn something through your shit. Or this is like a Lauryn Hill album we want you to go with. We want you to put some knowledge into our community. I could do that. I don't have to curse, because I know that there's a reason that I'm not doing it. There's a reason that I'm holding back. I feel that. But if they want me to be somebody else that I'm not, like Kesha, that's right, I said it. If you want me to be
shots fired. God damn.
Like, if you want me to wild out, if you want me to destroy the youth, destroy my community, I'm not with it. I don't have to do that. At the end of the day, I became independent for a reason. It's because I want to be able to support what I support. I don't want to have to do anything that I'm going to feel nasty in my heart about later on.
I love that. You have integrity.
Absolutely.
And that's important.
Absolutely, yeah. Because, I mean, any up-and-coming artists, they're all hungry. They would take any opportunity and compromise their integrity for what?
That's a fact.
A few 100,000?
And that's the hardest thing about being an artist, is trying to find a way to reflect your truth and make it marketable.
Let's say you can be hungry, but you shouldn't be desperate. I can never be desperate.
If you can't tell over here.
The munchies is real.
I feel that.
Word. So do you collaborate often in Jersey, or do you really do your own thing?
I'm actually doing some collaborations right now for my new EP. I'm going to have Dato. He's a Jersey artist. He's really known. He's cool. I like his vibe. I was planning on having, actually my first collaboration with a Jersey artist was Keena Thick, and I had my collaboration with her because I love her. I love her sound. She is so sassy and her little country accent, because she's from Newark. I love it.
That's just fly.
I was born in Marietta, Georgia, so I come from country, but I was raised in Cali, so that's why I got my little Oreo slang sometimes. So when I heard her voice, I'm like, I need her to be on a song. She sounded like a female Gucci Man. I love that shit.
That's fire.
But I'm very picky when it comes to doing music with anyone. You have to, first of all, you have to have some type of stain. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Because I have to have a reason to want to collaborate with you.
Right.
Like, if you're good, I'm not good. I'm great. So you have to be at least on my level or a little bit up. Feel me?
What if they're good and they're just a fan? They just want to work and they want. Would you do it if they were willing to pay too, but they're lesser known?
I mean, if you're willing to
You're
pay,
not a dream doll.
right?
I don't get that reference.
You get it, right?
I feel you. Listen, I've actually turned down some money from some people. Is this a Chardonnay?
Yes, they
Yeah, would you like some? This is sitting right in front of you. You
Oh
didn't
no,
take
darling, I'm a lightweight to the fullest. I'll be crying on this mic. But no, I don't take everybody's money because I feel like not everybody should collaborate with everyone.
No,
Yeah,
you're right.
no.
Even though some people have passion, some people have it. Let me tell you, if you're really good at what you do, I'll collaborate with you. But if you're just some guy who wants to make a song and you really like music and you can rhyme hat with cat, I'm not really down. with that.
Nah, I feel that.
Hey, know your
I
worth.
feel that.
But he got $100,000. She's just like, nope, I'm good.
Well, we wasn't talking numbers before.
I'm saying like,
You say
what if
100,000.
what if they have less social media followers than you, but they got a rich daddy and they just want to collaborate? Like, then
Well,
what?
I'll take that collaboration. If you
That's a
listen,
come
I
up.
gotta.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
That's a come
saying.
up.
If it's gonna benefit me and my team, darling, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not that good, most likely it probably won't go anywhere. So I won't embarrass myself. Actually, you want to know what? I did a collaboration. I'm not going to tell the person. I'm not going to say the person's name.
No.
I did a collaboration with somebody, and their part was terrible.
Ooh.
But I already realized my part was so good that I made up for the whole song.
Be like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
yo. Question. So when you're doing a feature, right, do you prefer the artist to have something already for you, like as far as an instrumental and a hook, or do you prefer to work with them organically and come up with something from scratch?
Well, what is really weird is that the first time I asked somebody for a feature when I was in Jersey, they were like, okay, so where's your beat? And I'm like, I'm like, oh, I thought we were going to get the beat together. Like, I thought that we were going to create something together, but the person wanted me to already have the beat ready, already
The
have
song
my
ready,
part
yeah.
ready. So I'm just
He
like,
just had to put their part on it.
Mhm.
Feature, they just had the
Exactly.
feature.
I'm like, I really don't understand how you could have a vibe if you do it that way.
I agree.
But if it's in business and you want to just, that's how I get to read the vibe off of somebody. If they're like, okay, let's just do it. I'm like, okay, we could just do it. I'm going to let you know I'm going to kill this shit either way. But if you were with me on the same level, it would have been better. So when I do features with somebody, if they're usually, because I don't usually go out and be like, hey, do a feature with me. But if somebody contacts me and they're like, okay, let's do a feature, I give them an option if they want it, whatever they want to do. It's all the way up to you. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people have different vibes, a whole lot of different vibes. And I'm very versatile, so I'm willing to do a vibe that you can catch on to, and I'm willing to jump onto your wave too, because there's some vibes that I've never even been on before.
And that just opens you up to more possibilities.
And I know me as a fan, that's my favorite thing. Like if I'm following an artist and then they switched up like on a different feature, it's just like, oh, that's hot. You know, yeah, that's something I would want to hear.
In my mind, I feel like a conversation before creating the song would be more better, because like I feel like if you're just coming in with two different verses, different styles, the song's not going to be cohesive. It's not going to make sense. But I feel like you have that conversation, you get on the same level mentally, create the best
to play
art.
devil's advocate, when you do get to a certain level, at the end of the day, it does come to the point where you're sending out the tracks out, and people are just gonna figure out they're gonna want to be a feature or not.
And I was about to say, because that definitely does come with the territory at
Yeah.
one point. Like some people, that's why I asked that question, because some people will send me like a whole record, they'll be on the hook and they'll be like, all right, just give me a 16. And I love that because it gives me direction. I already know what the fuck we talking about. You know what I'm saying? We got a beat already. Oh, you on the hook? All right, cool.
Sounds convenient.
Yeah, and that's what allows me to put 100% into my 16, and it should be fire. But I also love, but it depends on the artist, because I also love having that organic session. We chilling, we roll something out, and we just writing some fire. We find a dope ass beat. Like that part right there, it's just, but I feel like kind of like a friendship has to be there.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has
You know what
to.
I'm saying? It has to be a friend, because I only do that really with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And music's an investment. If it's your career, I'm sorry.
But no, I think we see that with today's artists too. Like you don't really see everybody in studio together. But sometimes you get little snippets of like maybe Trey and Chris in the studio together, or maybe like. So yeah, I see it. I'm not an artist, so I don't know. You know?
And I feel like the artists who aren't friends like that,
They
that's the one they send the
And
tracks
you
to.
always
Yeah.
know who's getting the
Yeah.
tracks and who's actually in the studio
Yeah.
together and actually made the
You can
songs
always
together.
tell.
Yeah, you
You
can
can
always
always
tell, you
hear
can
it.
hear it.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to think which type of those songs I actually prefer, because sometimes the ones were just sent over where you can tell it's still pretty good.
They're still pretty
No,
good.
they're
I
still
don't.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's still
Yeah.
fire. I
It's
agree.
great. It is great producing and engineering.
Yeah.
And I feel like that does express a different side of your artistry if you're able to like just adapt to that song without having to have been there in the original production.
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
For me, really, it's kind of funny because, like, when I'm in the studio with somebody and I'm making a song with them, it's like, okay, we're gonna be friends, we're gonna be nice. Of course, when you go into a closed space with anybody, you're gonna want to be friendly with them.
Yeah.
Because if we're doing work together, I can't. If I don't like you, I don't want you near me.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so it's totally different because it's like, okay, now we're cool. Now we're doing stuff to complement each other. But if I'm sending a track over. If I'm sending a track over to you, one thing that I kind of do is I wait for them to send that track back. I'll let them to send that track back, and I'll see how hard they're going and see what level they're on. And if I'm like, I'm not going hard enough, I'll delete my whole shit and I'll do it all over again.
And that's
so it
true,
becomes a
yeah.
competition for me, honestly.
Yeah.
So when I'm together with somebody in a studio, it's more of like a friendship. It's like it's a combination. But if we're separate, it's a competition.
It's a competition. I agree 100%.
You seem like a student of just the game, like the artistry, the music game. Like, were there specific maybe moguls or other artists that you pay attention to? Specifically, if you just name a few.
Okay, one, I'm going to say Beyonce. I love Beyonce to the death of me. Grew up on her. One thing that I learned from her is, it was just funny, is through Destiny's Child, how I see how she went through a lot of friends in her group. I could see how they made that elimination process. We need the best people at the top when we're trying to get to the top. That's what I see. I'm like, okay, that's the business perspective. It doesn't matter how cool y'all were when y'all was kids. If you can't, if we, at the end, when it matters the most, if we're not this, there's a reason that we're not like this. If y'all can't see my fingers, it's together. Another thing is Nicki Minaj. My brother's going to hate me for saying this because I'll be like, oh, Cardi, my bitch. But one thing about Nicki Minaj is she said, there's two things she has said, is people get mad when I act like a bitch. But if I wasn't acting like a bitch, y'all would walk all over me. And I could feel that to the fullest because I was I still am a little bit meek, but I used to be a whole lot meeker. And I feel like that comes with being a female, that they raise you to want to be soft for some reason. Like they want you to not speak too hard, wear skirts, cross your leg. Don't be as rambunctious as a boy.
That's that Jersey shit.
Yeah.
It's traditional.
So it's like, when that happens, you find yourself putting yourself in a closet. You find yourself wanting to be a yes man to everyone. And then at the end of the day, it kind of sucks because you find yourself wanting to please everyone. And then that shit honestly really hurts. When you came in for one reason and then you leave out not even getting anything that you wanted because you wanted to make sure that everybody else was okay before you even got a second of the shit that you needed to get done. That shit sucks.
It's holding yourself back.
Was that you just being selfless, or was that you really just trying to please other people?
I'm gonna say for me it's 50-50 because when I want to please someone, it's only because I got love for them, right? So sometimes people don't have the best intentions for you, or sometimes you think that the people have the best intentions for you, and you don't even realize what's going on. So you just fall into the shit, and then another thing is that she said was, I'm going to just say the last part because I don't remember. If I had accepted pickle juice, I'd be drinking pickle juice. Nikki always saying some crazy shit. And I was like, hold up. First I thought about how nasty as fuck pickle juice tastes. And then I'm like, she's right. I can't just accept anything. I literally can't. Because if I do, I'm going to be all the way fucked up. There's so many times where I'm not a confrontational person. If you give me something, I'll make it work. I can make it work. But sometimes I'm put into a position where you're just like, sometimes you just got to say, nah, fuck that. I can't go that way. Literally last week I was at a show and someone had offered me to be in their label. And I'm just like, the reason it was crazy because I'm used to turning down men. I'm used to turning down guys. And she was actually female. She was doing her thing. She was real good. She was a manager. And I honestly have a whole lot of respect and love for her. But I realized I didn't turn her down because I felt like the group was lesser. But I felt like if I were to settle with that group, then I could be stuck there. And there's one thing that I don't want to do is be stuck somewhere where I thought was cool at one point, and then I realized I played myself.
Yeah, you don't want to sell yourself short.
Exactly.
Right, because like sometimes a lot of these opportunities that are coming in this point in your career, it'll be you helping out some people. You know,
serve you in the long run.
Right. And sometimes you don't want to be in a position where you're doing all the helping. Sometimes you want to get help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you get to a point, because you know, there's levels to the shit. Like, you already know. Like, when you first started, like, you needed help. You need a lot of help. But now you're at a point where you can help some people, but you really want to focus on still getting help because you're trying to get to that next level. So I'm not mad at that at all. And as a female artist in this industry, you have to think like that because people will take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she pretty, she brown skin. Like, we can make money with her. We're going to get her on a 360 deal. You know what I'm saying? And then, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to protect yourself. So I'm so happy you have that mindset of being independent. Like, that's one thing that I represent and that I always try to share with anybody that I meet that's an artist. Like, just do your best to protect yourself because people will try to take advantage.
I just realized that I have a really big, big heart. So it's like when I have to turn people down, it affects me in a way. And when I have to tell people no, it affects me in a way. But
you don't
even
like to
more,
disappoint.
I don't like to disappoint at all,
I know.
honestly. But another thing I realized is that it hurts even more when I realize that I played myself because I wanted to feel better in that moment by pleasing everyone else.
You got to be a little selfish.
That comes with time.
And you have to it comes with time and get comfortable with disappointing people.
Yeah.
You're going to have to because you know what? You can't please everybody. It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You just can't.
Even as your audience grows, like you're going to release your new single and half your fans will like it and then there'll be like 75 people who hate that shit.
Right.
So
As
it's
you
just gonna
evolve, as your sound changes,
Yeah.
there's going to be people who love it. There's going to be people who hate it. You always going to have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can't please everybody.
Absolutely not. So like this anxiety that you have, you still performed like you didn't have it. Is it like a light switch? Is Honey Pyramids like an alter ego for you?
Yes.
She already said she counts down, remember?
Oh, yeah, you count down,
That's
but
my
like...
count.
Transforms.
That's it. That's
Wow.
that word. I transform. I got to transform because I want to say I can never, but you know what? I want to work my way up to being able to perform as my government name, that person that I am, other than having to perform as Honey Pyramids. Because I could really say, when I count down and I look back up, it's a mask. I'm not myself. I realize that I can't be myself because if I am, I'm being way too vulnerable and I'm not comfortable with that.
You're not ready.
I'm not.
You're building up for it. And I love that distinction that you're making between going by Honey Pyramids and then eventually going by your government name. Because, like, low-key, I've had that same transformation in my mind. That's why I went from conscious rap to CR908. I've been thinking later on, like, when I really get on, I would love to go by my real name, just my first name, because it's just the most authentic self. But it takes time to get there. So I feel you on that.
Do you still hide, not hide, but do you still hide what you do from certain people? Or does everybody know you do music?
Everybody know I do music now.
That's how it should be.
Even people in my
That's
school.
how it should be. Yep. That's how it should be.
Oh, that's Honey McMoney. Ooh, that's one thing that kills me.
Honey McMoney.
Yeah, because that's in one of my songs.
That's funny.
I hate it when people, like, not hate it, but it's just like when, I don't know, when people try to, I'm going to say glorify that I'm a rapper. I'm just like, first of all, y'all know me. I'm going to be the same person in front of camera that I am in front of you. So don't try to, like, make it seem like I'm somebody else when I'm stepping into the room. Because when that happens, sweetheart, if I start acting like I'm somebody else, that means I don't fuck with you. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's really what it means.
It's funny because Jeff has brought up so many times about after he gets on.
I don't know what you mean.
How you going to
You mean
stunt?
shitting on everybody?
Yeah.
That did me wrong? Like, that's what you mean? Going Hollywood? Yeah. Of course. Like, if I worked my way up to the point where I'm at and you didn't believe, you didn't aid me in this journey, then why should I fuck with you?
Oh,
Yo,
yeah.
you know how petty he is? He said, I'm going to take a selfie with my check. And then I'm going to send it to the haters and say, wish you were here.
That's
what
I
we
did
all
say
know.
that. I stand by that. For
Yo.
real, like I stand by that.
I told him I can't wait to see this nigga be rich, bruh. Because he's going to be stunting so hard. Like, he's going to wear a fur for no reason. Like,
No, hell no. I'm never. I don't fuck with furs. I don't fuck with
All
furs.
right, all right.
I see Honey getting richer before all of us though, because you seem really, really focused and you have that
she's
tunnel
got that
vision.
drive.
I could say that I have more drive than I did last year. Like,
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut anybody off. I wish you stop cutting our blessings short. The fuck is wrong with you though?
What you mean?
Like, did you not just say you can see Honey get and again?
Oh.
no shit to you.
That was a compliment, but
I understand it's a compliment, but you kind of you cut our shit. You cut our shit all the way short. Like,
you see the Pinot placement. We're trying to
but
place
the
this towards the
power-
camera. We're
the-
trying to
the-
get that
the
sponsor.
power's in the tongue. The power's in
Oh.
the tongue. Like, what you see, what you speak is what you bring back to you. Like, my nigga, get it together, okay? Together.
But but I already said that when I'm on, so I'm already there technically.
Technically, she's already there already.
We're there.
She's way before us now because you already put it out there.
Man, we're gonna be all
Now
right.
it's written.
Money isn't the focus. Money isn't the
Thanks,
main
Jeff.
focus. It's coming, right? Isn't that what you always say? Don't focus on the money because it's gonna become. It's gonna come.
You say that because you put your whole foot in your mouth about something else.
But I'm asking you.
It's not about the money. It's about the whole blessing in a sense. Like, that's what I'm trying to keep you aware of. You understand what I'm trying to say, Coco?
I hear you.
I hear
I
you.
hear both of y'all.
It's one of those things. There you go. Climb the fence ass. But go ahead. Yeah, can't pick a side, but go ahead.
What were you saying? I'm sorry. Do you
Yes.
remember?
When
what was he talking
when you beat everybody out to success and you at the finish line.
Oh, I didn't even know we was there.
You talking about when you come in the room and if you made it, you gonna know that I made it and that I don't fuck with you because I'm be, you know what I'm saying that you saying that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I was just talking about how people be talking shit.
Right.
But yo, honestly, when I make it, it's not gonna be about me anymore. It's not, truthfully.
You'll be able to service more and do what you really love.
There's a reason that I do this, and it's
get it.
because honestly, because I want to have my siblings. I want my siblings to have somebody to look up to. Because I'll be the first child by my mother and father who will graduate college and get a PhD. So that's not even really music. The music is because, listen, Kalima, Abdul, Shaquille, Malia, I'll say my big brother Tamir. You can do it. I did it. You can do it. Even if it's a dream. I realize that I'm going to say black parents kind of don't want you to follow your creative initiative. Because they feel more security in going into school. But bro, listen, my cousin, she's an astronaut. Literally, she's an astronaut. She's going to Mars. She went to Columbia University.
Wow.
So I'm like, listen, that's some creative shit, and that's some school shit. I don't think I'm gonna be going to Mars, but I'm gonna do something really fucking close. Okay.
I hear that.
And I gotta give my siblings something to look up to. And then when it comes to the money, I'm not putting my parents in no home. Okay, I promised my dad that I was gonna have him a foreign nurse, so I'm trying to get him that foreign nurse, and my mama a mansion.
You're
Okay?
a good daughter.
That's a fact.
At the end of the day, I do what I do because I have somebody to support.
Where have you felt like the most resistance as you're going up in your career? It's not your family, but like maybe people you were close to before taking music seriously, or yourself.
Myself.
Yourself.
It comes with sometimes not feeling good enough. Sometimes feeling I have too much on my tray. Sometimes feeling like it's too much. Like maybe I should cut my losses and I should just be a fucking RN. Ooh, that's scary. A whole lot of Jersey bitches is RNs. That's why I'm calling you out.
RNs, bro.
Yeah.
You about to get a PhD, so that's your plan B, right?
Oh no. That's not even a plan B. They're both on the same line. It's getting done. It's getting done.
Okay.
Just like how y'all can tell I love Megan. Just like how Megan's in school for her social sciences, I'm going to get my PhD, become a psychologist/psychiatrist/therapist, and become a rapper. Like, and then when I'm not even using rapping for the money. I'm actually using it for the credibility, for the fame, because I want people to know, okay, she has talent, but do you know that she's a psychiatrist?
That's so crazy.
I want them to come to me because I genuinely want to help people. I genuinely love to help people. I grew up in Newark, and a lot of kids there, I'm going to say, I was a tomboy. I used to skateboard. A lot of young boys there that were, because they were my only friends, where they had issues that stemmed from family. So that turned them into drug addicts, trappers, anything so that they can get by. And I realized, bro, you're 19 years old and you steal cars for fun. Going to jail is fun to you. You're so hopped up on fucking pills that you stand and sway in front of corner stores like it's a hobby. I had a friend, she was like fucking 15 and she had a baby, and she didn't have a baby because she had unprotected sex. She had a baby because she felt lonely.
Wow.
That's deep.
That's deep.
People need help.
I think it's just so dope, and I see so much of myself in you right now, because that's literally my end goal. Like, I got my undergraduate in psychology because I want to be a therapist after I'm done with music. Like, that's my goal too. So I think that's just so fucking dope. Like, you just made me even a bigger fan by knowing that. For real.
And I think like you could, because what I've learned recently about artists that are like signing labels, they don't get health insurance. They don't have a union, and they don't have some. Yeah, like when they sign to the labels, like they don't provide that.
The fuck we talking about? First of all,
yeah.
Why? Okay. Sorry, if I'm a record label owner, I'm not giving you shit but the contract on your back and the money I'm supposed to give you.
But it's still like a business,
ass.
so that's why I was confused when I heard that.
It's a business. You're a freelancer in a sense. Get your own fucking insurance. All this money you got making, all this money you making, you can pay for your own fucking insurance. Like, the fuck am I supplying insurance for?
But what I was leading into was like you could your clientele could be other artists, since you'll be at that level where you have that that attention on you. You could interview other artists and talk about, they can vent their struggles of coming up, and
we need that, and that's why I'm so like, I love what you're saying, because we really need that. You know what I'm saying? There's so many artists in the industry that are like super young, and like you said, they're like totally abusing drugs. Like, as far as pills, it's lean, all this stuff,
and they normalize it.
And
like
they
that's
normalize
cool.
it, and it's like because they're dealing with emotions and thoughts that they don't understand. Like, it's really because they are mentally ill and they don't even know it. That's really what it is.
Trauma is normal to them.
And
Seeing
PTSD,
trauma,
like that
PTSD.
potion, that PTSD, like that shit.
It's real.
You're 21, so I'm listening to shit you're saying. I'm just like, yo, what happened to y'all? In a sense, not y'all, not you in a sense, but it's just like that age between, I want to say maybe now 18 to 27. No, I want to say 27, 25. 18 to 25. That little lost generation in a sense, where it's just like they didn't have, their grandmother was 35 probably. So she was in her fucking second childhood. Mama was 27. So it was just like a whole lot of
grown-ass
children raising children,
yeah,
not knowing any better.
Wow, yeah.
Not knowing any better. So then you have these kids who they don't have that. Some of them didn't have that solid background. It's just like, okay, I'm starting to understand and I'm starting to get it now. But that's so fucking sad. And it goes back to me. I always forget. I always keep saying this. And I think it says at the concert, at the show, I was just like, yo, what y'all going through that y'all making this music like this? And it's just like, this reminds me of Bobby Shmurda. And I'm listening to the song and I'm just like, nigga, you how old talking about you got a body? What? Like, I'm confused.
Right.
What's going on
Niggas
here?
be
Like,
and
why is this the new
life.
normal?
And the thing you got to realize is that these young artists, they're selling out like crazy and they're getting popping like crazy because kids can literally, like, they could understand what they're saying. They're
like
relating
Blueface
to it.
Is on one foot. Like what's his
So it's not
Blueface?
just them. It's not just the artists. It's millions of kids feeling the same way, and that's their only outlet. Being like, I could relate to this.
And that's scary. Like when a million kids feel like the XXX guy, when they feel like they want to pop pills and they feel like this,
they want to kill themselves.
And it's just like, okay, either a million kids have a lot of demons attached to them and nobody want to talk about this shit, or this shit is just a million kids have that many mental health issues.
It's a trend.
It is.
It's not a trend.
No, it's
that them adopting the behavior of their favorite rappers, that's a trend.
No, I don't think
even
all
their
of
styles,
them,
how they look.
Okay, looking is one thing. Dressing is one thing. Mentally acting in the familiarizing, popping pills, doing drugs. Like, I don't care what anybody, and I still stand by this. Party drug is a party drug, but once you start doing certain drugs and you're like really doing it, my question to you is, what the fuck are you hiding from, and what has happened to you?
Why?
and why? Because it's just like you don't do hard drugs just because you say I want to try a
'cause
new
it's
drug
fun.
to get high. It just doesn't happen that way.
When then kids don't have anything else, they're still trying to figure themselves out. And their first introduction to something unique
Hard
is
drug,
music and the artist rapping about it. I think they would be inspired to do it.
Then call me old fashioned.
What?
No.
Call
There's-
me old fashioned.
These are kids doing
You
that.
have to call me old fashioned because it's no 15, no 13 little boys gonna say, give me a LS, give me an acid
Yeah.
tab.
Yeah. I wasn't listening to Molly Percocet and thinking,
Be
I think I
surprised.
want a Molly and a Percocet.
Thank
Right.
you. Molly Percocet, that whole shit. And I know people who did Molly Percocet, all that. And again, like I said, party drugs is party drugs, and Percocet is not a fucking party drug. That's a fucking pill. That's not something you should ever take. But like you have certain things to say. I understand certain things, but there's certain things I cannot wrap my head around.
You gotta have
I
that type
can't
of
wrap my head
mindset.
around crack. I can't wrap my head around meth. I can't wrap my head around heroin. I can't wrap my head around those things.
Because it's like for somebody to say they're gonna do that, you're pretty much accepting the fate of what, because you've seen it
You've
already.
seen it.
You've seen what it does to other people. So you're trying to escape from what you're doing. You feel like whatever's going on in your life is so bad
Yeah.
that you rather end up
Even the
You'd rather
kids who pop
destroy
the-
you
yourself
rather
and break
kids-
yourself
destroy
down.
yourself than live through what you're dealing
The
with.
kids who pop the pills continuously consider you look like zombies popping pills.
Yeah.
So it's just like any drug you do, with the exception of weed.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is
We
this
love
is
not
the
a drug.
ganja.
This
We're a
is
green
not a drug.
show.
Again, this is not the advice of intervention, but just the personal advice of Lainey. With the exception of marijuana,
I
and
co-sign.
except for medical marijuana, I prefer this shit to go out the earth, whatever the case is. But with the exception of that and everyday usage, even then, it's still about moderation. So no matter what you're doing, it's about moderation. But once you start hitting drugs, any drug, every day, you have to ask yourself, okay, what's going on in my life? And I don't feel like these kids are even equipped to ask themselves that. And again, why does the 13-year-old feel like they have to take away the pain? What pain are you in at 13? Your only job is to go to school, get good grades, to come home.
'Cause
Yeah.
They saw their favorite artist do it.
That's
and they,
it.
they wanna
What are
do
they
it, so-
lacking in their lives that
I
they have to
feel
go and
like-
seek
but
that
I-
out? It's such
And a
a
lot
I
of kids
think
are
you-
lacking love. And it's something Alex, and I hate to, it's something Alex Wolf said, because she's in a generation where TV raised her. So now you have these kids where there's nobody raising them. Their cell phone is raising them. Since
Social
they're
media is
babies,
raising them.
Their parents is just like, here, hold this cell phone
That's
as I
a
go
fact.
do this and do that.
That's a fact.
Want to know what's crazy? I went to school in campus in East Orange. That's like the hood. And I went to school up in West Orange. That's like the hills, basically. So one thing I realized is actually the kids, they both enableize themselves the same way when it comes to, okay, I'm sad, so I'm gonna do this type of drug. But for some reason, I realized the kids in West Orange, it's a different type of thing. When it comes to like, I'm not gonna say a black family, but when it comes to a family that has less, it's easier for us to come together because it's not too many distractions. Mom's not at work too much. Or if mom's at work too much, there's always a sibling next to you. Y'all are together because when mom comes home and she's pissed off, it's everybody. It's mom against everybody. So
Sure
everybody
is.
got to stay together. But it's just like when it's up in West Orange, mom and dad are gone because they're lawyers or they're taking trips. Niggas taking trips around the country. You're home by yourself.
In a big ass
you live
house.
In a big ass house. You know what that leads to? That leads to parties. That leads to bringing over a boy who doesn't even like you. You just want to have him over there because you want to show off your cool shit. Next thing you know, this literally happened. Next thing you know, there's a big ass party. Somebody gets cut. Somebody gets fucked up, and there's police there. And now, not only are you looking at like an asshole to your family, but you're also looking like an asshole to your friend group. So now you're medicating. You want to fit in some type of way, and then everybody's medicating there because everybody has issues too. You don't, mom and their parents don't give a fuck, bro. Their parents really don't care. There's kids out there doing cocaine. I don't know not one nigga in East Orange doing cocaine. We smoking weed, and some of them is smoking milds. Why? How does it get to a point where you're like, some people really don't care about me so much that I could literally snort this line, I could do white girl, and nobody's gonna care. I'm gonna go home and nobody's going to notice. I'm gonna not go to school.
Are they white?
There's some black kids too.
You know,
Doing
There's some
what?
black
let
doing
me
coke.
say
I
this.
believe it. I believe it. I've seen
Different
it.
strokes,
Wow.
different money, different highs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Definitely true. It's definitely
Different
about the
money's
bread.
different highs. So
Definitely about
if
the
you
bread.
telling me if this is like a prominent money affluent neighborhood,
West Orange.
I expect them to do coke. I
Yeah.
expect them that's their drug. Like people with money, the drug choices: you smoke a little weed, you do coke, and then you pop a little pills, but you drink, but you have money for all of that.
Yeah.
People who don't have money, we do weed,
And
drink,
liquor.
we drink
Mhm,
alcohol.
mhm.
Now. But that age, but then again, Drew Barrymore was fucking doing coke
that's a
at
different thing.
age,
She was in
different ages
Hollywood.
in
Yeah.
Hollywood.
She
I
was,
guess
But
it's
also
just-
she
a
was
sense
amongst
of,
adults.
a sense of loneliness in adults. But that's the same thing with rich affluent people.
Yeah, because
It's the same level. It's
that
like
sense of
we can get
loneliness.
that sense of loneliness, but it's just like, at what point do we take responsibility?
Mm-hmm.
Why does everything have to be an escape? So not only are we in cancel culture, we're in escape culture now because now people no longer want to deal with reality.
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely not,
fact.
no.
People don't want
A
to
lot
deal with
of people,
reality.
yeah.
They
So
want
now every day is a constant. I'm gonna chase the high because I'm escaping something.
Yeah.
instead of trying to figure out how to deal with it.
I feel like we had more people passionate about certain things, like what they do, like podcasting, like music. They wouldn't need that artificial escape. They would have a real one.
Something to do. Boredom's the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idle hands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you do when you get stressed? Like, do you indulge in weed or do you indulge in other things to take you out of like the hardships of ascending in the music career
Oh man.
and life in general?
Honestly, I smoke weed, but I recently, me and my friend just made a pact to stop smoking weed because one thing I realized it doesn't really help. It just makes me feel good at that moment. And then it was this one time I smoked and then I felt really, really bad. It made me think. And I realized the reason that I smoked was so that I didn't have to think. And then I felt even worse when I'm just like, wait, something's not working. I'm like, holy shit. I'm thinking. And now I'm thinking deeper because I'm high. I'm like, this shit not working.
I was
Like,
doing
it
the
was
opposite
shit.
of shit. The fuck?
And I was just like, after that, I was just like, you know what? I have to become stronger for myself because there could be 1 week I don't got the plug or I ain't got no bread for weed. And then I'm all the way fucked up, which is crazy because I stopped like a couple weeks ago. And today I had one of those days. Let me tell you. I was in school crying my eyes out because I thought something had happened to my financial aid. And basically it backed up to, I owed my school money. I'd have to drop a class and I work at my school. So that would affect my job too. I was boo-hooing and I wanted to smoke some weed so bad. And I was just like, you know what, bitch? These are the two realities. I could spend this, I could go half with somebody right now and I could smoke this weed. And then I go back into the school smelling like weed, sitting at my front desk, hearing people go warrant, 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 warrant. Because when I'm high, I don't hear nothing nobody's saying. I'm not helping nobody. And then I have to go to class feeling stupid and feeling bad. Because when I go to class, I really go to class. Like, I interact with my teachers. Oh, teacher, I know why people feel that way because I take psychology classes. I know, I like to interact in class. When I can't interact, when I can't feel like I'm here, when I can't feel like I'm actually there, it affects me. So, you notice. So it was either that or I get all of my shit together and I go to financial aid and I argue with somebody because somebody going to get these hands because I need to get my shit all the way together because ain't nobody going to get my shit together but me. So it's like, it's either I take this pacifier, which is weed, or I just rip off the Band-Aid and I get my shit done.
Damn,
and today I realized I had to get my shit done after I cried a little bit, but I got it done.
So what was the
I respect
resolution? Like,
that.
is your financial aid good? You good? You still be able to work at the school? You good?
Actually, what happened is I actually went to the dean of students and I cried and I told him that he needed to get this shit together because there was a guy in the office who was a different skin color than me and I feel like he didn't really want to help me. By the way, I like white people. I keep on saying a lot of shit, but I love y'all too. But but I had to go to a brother to help me out and I was just like, wow. That guy really didn't want to help me. And it made me feel so bad because I'm just like, you don't even know, sir. I have a 3.5 GPA and I do all my homework. Please don't
Help
fuck this
a
up
bitch out.
for me.
You're going to end up having more white
Right.
fans than black fans for sure. So you got to keep them on your side.
Yeah. I realized, listen, they got, you know what? I'm going to keep that to myself.
When I went to J. Cole's concert like 2 years ago in the Barclays, I was definitely surprised to see I was surrounded by
A lot of white fans, right?
a lot of white people.
Really, J. Cole?
That ass J. Cole. And not for nothing, and this is what I always keep telling people, that's why I said this before. These were the white people next to me, they were like the day one fans.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna
he
say.
They know
was
every
like
word.
spitting shit from the come up in the morning. I was just like, what? I was just like, I'm mad you said nigga, but it's just like, okay.
Right.
I was shocked that he even knew the song. I was just like, oh, okay, like, you'd be
Day ones.
surprised who your day one fans are.
Yeah.
They listen. I love everybody. That's how it has to be. If you
Nah,
fuck with me, I
gotta
have
be
to
like
fuck with you.
Malcolm X
Period.
after he went to Mecca. Love everybody.
So do you like? Where is your music? Your music is like on iTunes and all that, Spotify and all that.
Yeah, it's on all
So
platforms.
you can like track like all the analytics where people are listening to your music. Do you have like a specific core fan base that you notice from the analytics?
Honestly, what I realize is that it's usually young women, and I honestly like that because, well, one is what I can relate with the most, and two, what I talk about. It's never really anything that would make them do any dumb shit. Like, like I love me some Suki. Y'all know Suki the goat.
Yes.
Suki with a good coochie. So
Oh.
I love her, but that's not some shit I would want my little sister to listen to.
Word.
Even if I have some cursing in my music, I'd rather my little sister say, fuck that, I'm gonna get a check, or fuck I hating ass bitches, I do what I gotta do, other than I'm fucking somebody's nigga. So I'm just at least happy that I'm putting out something that's, even though it's risque, it's not too rogue, not too nasty.
It seems authentic as well. Like, in the beginning, I thought Megan was a bit inauthentic. I just didn't know if the college thing was really real. I thought that she was using that as a marketing scheme to like get ahead and clean.
Guy right here.
No, because she ascended into another level of like her career really fast, just like Cardi did. Cardi isn't in the camera doing that ratchet shit anymore. She kind of cleaned up her image for the white people. So I kind of
Did
thought
she?
Megan was doing that as well.
Did she?
I haven't seen a Cardi. I don't follow her that active, but I haven't
None of the
seen.
females in here agree with that statement.
Okay, but I'm just telling you what I'm seeing as a fan on the outside. I thought Megan was like kind of trying to use that to clean up her image a bit, but I think I could see you just maintaining who you are throughout the majority of your career and not having to change it for anything, even the content or anything, because you seem like you have a story. So I feel like you haven't told or said your best work yet at all.
She's
Nah.
21.
Yeah.
She has to-
And that's another thing that fucking shocked the hell out of me. You're 21, bruh.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yo, because you know Killer KC is 21.
Yeah.
So
It's like, you say that because that's why I'm sitting here still shocked about like she's 21.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bruh, I respect that you have such a mindset at 21, because when I was 21, a lot of my friends were not, they wasn't even close to thinking how you was thinking. Like, niggas was turning up, niggas like just doing all types of crazy shit, running the streets. But yo, you're focused, you're doing well, like you're progressing. Like, yo, I'm a fan, bro.
I'm a
like,
fan,
yo,
too.
Word. Oh, that's what's up.
And I
bro.
feel like maybe you're like that because you see it as a possibility. So you know, if it's a possibility for them, obviously it's for you as well.
Oh yeah, listen, I grew up literally listening to the radio till I fell asleep. I grew up, honestly, another thing is I grew up seeing both sides of the world, as saying, I grew up seeing how it could be living in Newark, down from Shabazz, like, no offense, the dustiest of dusty, being by Freeland Heisen, where all the prostitutes be walking by, from going up to living in the hills by the Jewish people, where kids that was 16s was getting foreigns, and we were in, honestly, they had bread. Okay, so I'm just like, I have two roads, okay, and those roads are very real, feel me? So I better choose one, and then this road that I'm choosing isn't only going to affect me, but it's going to affect everybody around me, literally. So it's either up or down, and I've been down before. I've been deep down, like, you know, you ever been into that type of depression where you don't even want to eat,
It's paralyzing.
and then you wake up and you want to cry a little bit?
Yes.
I've been there before. I feel like because I experienced that at such a young age, it made me kind of scared to ever go back down there ever again. So it was like, I've been to rock bottom. There's nowhere else I can go but up. There's nowhere else I can go but up.
That
Your
experience
music
is
is-
important.
Yeah, for sure. And your music is obviously probably therapeutic for you.
Oh yeah,
Like with the diss track with your ex, you had to get that out, or else you would have
had
exploded.
to.
I want to hear that shit
That's
because I feel like
awesome
that's like
therapy.
offensive, like raw but honest, like a good diss track. I would like to hear that.
That's good though.
Word.
I love that.
Absolutely.
And another thing is surrounding yourself by like-minded people, because that matters a whole lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't really have an ambitious mindset and then have people who wants to just like sit on their ass all day. All my friends, if they're not 100% supportive of me and making sure that they're putting themselves into the team so that we're getting up to somewhere, they also have their own initiative and they're doing some shit too. And I got people on my team who are choreographers, and I'm like, listen, you dance for me one day, bitch, you might be dancing for, let me stop saying Beyonce name.
Put it out there. Put it
Right.
out there.
Put that energy out there.
My assistant, I'm like, you could be somebody's manager today, next day, because you're so focused and you're so reliable and you're so organized. Or my stylist, who I'm just like, listen, you have so much style, you have so much glare. There's nothing that you can't do. Okay, you need to have a magazine or something. Everybody who's in my group, they have a reason. You can't. First of all, you can't fuck with me if you ain't got nothing on your plate. Because bitch, if you eating off my plate, I better be able to take some scraps from you too.
I definitely fuck with
Of course,
that.
that's how it should be. How has 2019 been for you overall for your career? Are you proud of what you accomplished up to this point? Is there some things that you didn't accomplish that you wanted to? How has 2019 been?
I'm actually really proud of myself. I am because because before I was in a space of wanting, and now I'm in a space of I'm seeing where I want to go, and I'm seeing that I'm actually getting what I was working for last year. So I feel like, okay, all that stress, all those time spent, all that money spent, because independent, all that money spent, it's paying off, and it feels so good when you see that whatever you worked hard for is actually going towards something. I feel that's why a lot of people give up on their dreams, because they feel like they go nowhere, but it takes a lot of patience.
Yes, and I was just about to say, it takes patience, because people will stop digging when they're 3 feet from gold.
Yeah.
You just really got to keep going. Like, it's like you can't worry about what's in front of you. Just keep that vision in your mind clear. You know what I'm saying?
Even the smallest things, even when it seems like, okay, I had one little ass show last year, but this year I'm doing 2 little ass shows. Don't look at it as damn, I'm only doing 2 little ass shows. It's been a year. No, you can't be like that, because there's people who haven't gotten. There's people. Lana Del Rey, if y'all know who she is, she's a great singer. Lana Del Rey didn't get signed, and not signed, but she didn't become popping until she was 25. She was singing way before. She was singing since she was a teenager. So I'm like, it takes time, and you can't stop. You can't be like, maybe you can't have no if, ands, or but when you're that passionate about it, because at the end of the day, when you sit there and be like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm losing, that's when you really become the loser. Because you have to stick with that. Nobody else will give a fuck.
And let me tell you, bro, if you stick with that, you're going to build the tolerance and the resilience that you need to not only be in the industry, but be a dominant force in the industry. Because there's a lot of people who fast track past this. There's people who get lucky. It's like the lottery, right? They get past all of this struggle and all of this, and they get this success, but it's microwaved, right? So it's not going to be quality. They get that limelight, then they fuck it up somehow. Like, these motherfuckers be fucking up success, bro. They just be fucking it up. I'd be getting so mad. I'm like, bro, if that was me.
Look at Kodak. Look at Kodak
Look
Black.
at Kodak, man. 46 months, like, off some dumb shit. I don't even want to get started on that.
He needed a break. He was talking too much. He needed a little break.
Needed a break.
Time to sit
Jay didn't
down.
drop Reasonable Doubt till 26.
Yeah, man. It takes patience, and that shit builds character. And I tell you right now, if you keep that mindset, you're going to be not only in the industry, but you will be an icon, because that's what makes an icon.
That's what I'm searching for. I don't want to be just a cool name. Like, I want to be
remembered.
I need to be. I need not once. Excuse me. I need to be somebody remembered, because I worked this fucking hard. What am I doing it for?
Exactly.
What am I doing it for?
Stick it through, and it'll happen. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've been taking like need and like the other words out of my vocabulary. I've just been telling myself I will.
Yeah.
Like, you got to just going forward into 2020, like everything I will have, like I will have. You know, you just got to really believe that and visualize
And imagine
that.
the feeling of already having it.
Yes. You got to live in that.
And you got to look back at what you've done, because what you've done now was a dream at one point. So now that it's real, you prove to yourself that it's possible.
I got you, Jeff, but sometimes you look
Said the
back too
man who
much.
said something else.
You look back a
20
little bit.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I just
can't live ever. Like, I just have to be.
But I hear you. I'm gonna take your side this time,
You know
Jeff.
what I mean?
I
Like-
hear you, bro.
Like, I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? But I have to be, I guess.
But no, I hear you, because like when I first started Jump Out the Frame, like I said at the show, like I was just on my couch by myself smoking weed with my boy. Then we just, you know what I'm saying? It was nothing. Nobody knew about it. And look what it's grown to. And that just,
Absolutely.
It didn't come this way by just luck. Like, I had shows where there was 5 people, honey. Like, there was 5 people for real. But I acted like I was in Madison Square Gardens.
As you should.
Know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I had a show at a strip club, it was nobody there but K-Rod, Kanisha, Janicia, and the fucking DJ that got me the fucking shit.
Yeah.
It was nobody there, but let me tell you, when I performed, bruh, I had them strippers were shaking their ass, though.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
All that
They was
matters
shaking
then.
their
The
ass,
chicken wings was
though.
probably out. Drinks was
Yeah.
flowing.
That's when I
Yeah.
dropped straight from the 908. But my whole point of even saying that is like, yo, I didn't have nobody there, but I imagined like, yo, people were screaming my name. I imagined people was cheering for me. And then eventually it became that. And now Jersey's Got Talent. Like, that shit is popping,
Love
yo.
Jersey's Got Talent, I'm telling you.
Yeah, like
I
I wasn't around you during those days, but even from the time from the first Jersey Got Talent till now, it was a major change in my eyes. It was. I feel like it was even more successful than the first one.
Thank you.
And Honey killed it, of course.
Yes.
But we didn't actually vote you into the finals. Did you take offense to that?
No, I can't. I don't, like, seriously. I'm not a sore loser, 1. And 2, it's just like, I know my worth. I know how good I am. And when I don't win something, or when something doesn't come into my favor, I look into why I didn't. Okay? Like, I see, okay, you did that I didn't do. I'm going to do that next time. I see how you performed. Okay, I see how you did that. I'm going to do that a little bit better next time. There's no reason for me to get upset. At some point, it was a competition, but for me and my reality, I'm not in competition with nobody. I came there to show up and show out. Feel me? Even if I did fuck up for a second, at that point, I wasn't in a competition. I came there because I genuinely love what I do. So I'm just happy. I'm happy to be there.
I don't
Feel
remember
me?
a fuck up. Did you forget a lyric or something?
I don't remember a fuck up.
Did you
I'm trying to
misstep?
remember.
I don't think you had the mic with the
Nobody
wire.
remembers.
Yeah, it didn't
No, I'm
happen.
trying to
What
remember.
mistake?
Never happened.
What mistake? What mistake?
If anybody was recording, listen. Who's going over the footage?
Sorry, I think it's out now. I think.
We just got highlights. I don't think we have.
Oh,
just
okay.
All right,
yet.
listen.
Okay, that's what I saw.
Whoever created those highlights know what happened.
I'm gonna have to do some
You
digging.
might as well.
Yeah, right. Slow
Yeah.
down
I
and
ain't
go
saying
every
it
5
on
seconds.
here.
I'm trying to think. Like, what?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone really messed up. I mean, there was some breath control, but that was about it. So you're 21 now, 31 10 years from now. Where do you want your name to be?
Man, 10 years from now, I'm going to already have my PhD. I'm going to be working on having my own ward. I want to open a psych ward and adoption agency. I want to be my own boss. And with music, wow. With music, I need to be on somebody's charts. I need to be somebody's Lauryn Hill. I need to be touching somebody in a way, not even just somebody. I need to be touching a lot of people in a way that haven't been touched like that in a long time. Feel me? My music, the reason that I do my music now is how I do it now is because that's how I feel. I feel like I feel like I'm this angry not teenager, but I feel like I'm this angry young woman who just wants to get what she deserves. Feel me? Once I get what I deserve, I'm ready to spread my happiness. I'm ready to spread the all around positivity. I'm ready to spread we still saying fuck bitches to get money, but we happy while we saying it.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'ma sing it. Okay? I just see me in different hues, different aspects that a whole lot of different people are going to be able to touch. Also, I see me singing different languages.
I love that.
You're gonna go pop.
I gotta
you're
do it.
You're gonna go pop one day in abandoned hip hop R&B.
I could never.
Go to Nicki route. Nicki went pop for a bit. You mentioned Nicki earlier. I'm not sure if you're following her career that closely, but
That's her though, because you want to know what? I could never do the Roman. I could never do the Martha. I can't. It's not me. It's because she is genuinely like that, and that's why I love her too, because she can get into that because that's her.
That is her. She took drama and everything.
Yeah.
how would you describe your music to the listeners? Like, can you describe who you are? I guess your music briefly and who you are, like what energy you're bringing. So in case you want to tune into you after this.
Man, my energy is basically my energy right now is feeling yourself in Rogue. Basically, feeling yourself in the most vulnerable spot. I'm telling you how you feel when you have a real big crush on somebody, But I'm talking about the real shit. When you love somebody, but you don't want to show that love because you're afraid of getting hurt. You realizing that somebody is hurt and you're trying to heal them, but you're trying to protect yourself at the same time. I'm talking about girls in high school that piss you off, that you're trying to be a better person, but people taking you down just because you look a certain type of way, because you are a type of way. I'm talking about, at the end of the day, I don't want to be the type of girl that fight bitches just because I'm upset. I don't want to be the type of girl who'd be like, "I fuck everything." Not even you. Let me say, I'm sorry. Let me not say girl, because there's men out there too. I don't want, because there's guys that go with this shit too. I don't want to be. I don't want to have to be in bullshit beefs. I don't want to have to fuck with a bitch that has emotional issues because of a whole lot of other people who fucked her up, and now I have to act like I have issues too to be on your level. Like, I'm hitting a whole lot of points where at my age it's necessary. And then another thing is that we don't all of our mental capacities are not the same. So there's some people who's going through shit that's like 45 that I've already gone through, like tough breakups where you go into deep depressions and you don't want to eat, or you're starving because you're a starving artist and you want to do better, or you're ambitious as hell, but shit's just not going your way and you feel like you want to give up. I'm trying to make music for everybody and touch them in a way where it's just like, I could feel that. I feel that. I just want everybody to feel that. And that's what I'm planning. That's not just what I'm planning on doing, but that's what I'm doing right now. And that's why when all of these EP drops and all these singles drops, you're going to be like, oh my God.
You got a date for all that? Or you got a time frame?
I have a time frame. And actually I'm going to be dropping my EP Sample 1 before Thanksgiving break. If anybody knows what that is.
That's like next week.
That's like soon. Like,
it is.
That's like in 3 days.
Word.
Yeah, we got like a good week. And for my winter album, I can't really tell y'all that yet. But
you can come
it's
back
gonna
to
be
us.
It's a surprise.
I'm so inspired by, like, I wish I could make music so bad. I want to be able to perform. I want to be able to create songs. I'm so inspired by the artists in the room. This is the question for the artists in the room. When you're performing, like, how hard is it to, like, memorize your lines? Because you're not just focusing on, like, how you're trying to sell yourself to the crowd. You're also focusing on, like, your breath control. If the DJ's messing up, if the beat's, like, on point, like, memorizing your lyrics. Like, how do y'all do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, because you have so much to focus on, and then your lyrics is, like, the longest thing you have to focus on for the amount of time. So, like, how do y'all do that?
Well, for me, because I write my own lyrics, it's not too hard. The only thing another thing that helps me is when I watch, when I told you I go to concerts and I watch how other artists perform, it's like I see what they're doing. Sometimes it's like they usually have their music playing in the background. So like when I can't breathe, I'd be like, yeah, like I'd be my own hype man for a second, and then I'd be like, all right, let me jump back onto these lyrics. Or if the DJ messes up, remember what I did when I was like, well, at the last show, the DJ had messed up on my set, and I was just like, he's not even getting his shit together. I'm like, all right, everybody, can y'all do this?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's time to freestyle. So.
That was the mess up?
No.
Okay,
it was worse
I was
than
like.
But
Now I want to go back and watch the
Was it
footage.
the freestyle?
No. Oh, I'll just tell y'all. What's that? What's that girl? What Michael Jackson's sister name is? Janet Jackson.
Yes.
When she was at that when she had that malfunction.
Super Bowl.
Oh, yes, your titty did come out.
Wait, your titty came out?
Now they both definitely gonna go over the footage.
Wait. What?
Where was I?
Fam, your energy was so intoxicating because I didn't see that at all. Like,
What?
And you was up close.
Of course,
I
Lainey
was
saw
up
it.
close.
Of course, Lainey saw it.
You know, Lainey saw the titty.
Of course, Lainey
know.
saw the
I'm
titty.
so happy.
God.
She's 21,
Oh my God.
Damn.
What a
I'm
show.
here thinking it was lyrics.
I remember
What a
that.
show.
No, but you played it off so well because it was just. It wasn't. Yeah, but it was quick. It was 1, 2, 3. Like, nobody was supposed to see it.
Hell no.
I'm just happy I had a jacket on.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I'm a double D. That thing would have been like, oh, what's that? I had to play it off so
So
quick.
was
I was
that
like,
your fault though? Because you came outside thinking you can do AAA things. And you're a double D.
I was
like,
trying
it don't
to-
work like that,
I was trying to
sweetheart.
wild in style. I was trying to wild. Yeah, I sure did. I wowed the hell out of him.
Going
Half the
forward.
crowd was like, wow.
I was gonna say, to answer your question from earlier, like for me personally, like I like because like I think it was Jay-Z I heard, and he was saying how he likes when artists perform and they use the instrumental without the vocal.
Me too.
And that's a challenge, right? It's a challenge because like there's certain songs like if you just recorded it like last week, you're probably not that comfortable performing it yet. You're gonna play it in the back because I've done that so many times. But I got to a point where I wanted to challenge myself because I was just like, damn, like that's one thing the pros do. Like they do have the music playing in their ear, but a lot of times like somebody like Hove is going out there and he's spitting. You feel me? So like that's something I started practicing. Like literally, because I drive Lyft during the day, right? That's my day job. I'll literally just be free, like memorizing my lyrics and just like repeating them outside while I'm driving and everything. Like that's how I'll just memorize it. So that way I'm comfortable because now I'm at the point where if I don't know my lyrics, I'm not gonna feel comfortable enough. Like I'm not gonna have the confidence that I need because it's just like, especially when your flow is complicated, it's just like I need to know every ad lib, every lyric. And I felt like the last show, because that's something Stephanie has said. The first time we had Jersey Got Talent in June, she was like, "Yo, why'd y'all have the vocals playing behind Cinderella?" And she peeped the cheat code because that's it. Like you feel me? That's the cheat code. I don't care. It's the cheat code. I'm sorry, that's the cheat code.
The song just came out around that time, right?
No. In June, no. It came out in October, but we performed it in June.
First time they performed.
That was the first time we performed it.
Gotcha.
Exactly why we had the vocals in the background. We didn't even have a show track yet. But after that, I memorized it, and I was like, all right, it sounds so much better when you memorize and you just spit.
By the way, I'm waiting for CR's new music. It's really
good.
He got
2020,
some really good.
bruh.
Listen, when I heard,
really
when I was listening to the preview when we had our last show, I'm like, Shawty, I'm like, oh my God, who is this? I'm like, who is this?
Going forward,
I love that song.
You love that song? Thank you.
So after your first solo performance, do you plan on going forward to do more solo performances, or do you prefer like the choreography and the dancers and shit like that?
Let me tell you, every time I do a show, I want it to be exactly that. I want it to be a show. I see that like a lot of people, a lot of rappers, they have their boys up on a stage and they going wild. That's cute and cool or whatever. But I know that I could, now that I'm so happy that I did the show alone, because now I know, okay, I could do that show alone and I could hold out the stage by myself. But I really appreciate it when I have my girls on the stage because that's my team. When you see, I want to put out a show. I want a production. Like, I want there to be lights. I want my bitches in outfits. My girls can do splits. Can your girls do splits? No, because they're not on the stage. Can your homies do splits? No. Like, when I have my girls on there, they're doing something that a whole lot of people, they're bringing something to the table that a whole lot of people don't even think to bring to the table because they're just like, oh, I'm a rapper. I'm going to do this. It's all about me. When I say it's not all about me, it's not all about me because literally it's a team. I'm not just coming up myself. Honey Pyramids is not just a person, but she's a production. She's a company. She's a title. So it's like when I come out there, I'm not just coming out there. It's not just one lone mic, but it's not a lone show.
I get it.
I want it to be Broadway when I go on there. Okay. If my dancers was there last time, okay, and I'm getting more dancers coming on too. I'm so happy about that. I'm getting more dancers.
Damn, whole team.
I want us to wow out. Like,
I love that, yo. Because when people have dancers in their routine, it makes me feel like it's a real show.
Oh, nice.
It's a real show because it takes thought.
Planned out.
It's planned out. It takes thought and planning to execute that and make it entertaining. Like the first time you had your dancers, like, yo, that shit was amazing, bro. Like I loved it, yo. It was amazing. Y'all killed that shit, yo. You had the green outfits and shit.
Yeah.
I remember that shit was
neon
fire.
green was in for the
I
summer.
was like, okay.
I don't remember. Were you in the choreography for that too? Are you going to be dancing too going forward?
I actually just started learning some more of the choreography, but I can't because I have to sing and I have to rap. I can't do too much because I don't want to be out of breath because I have to deliver on period. So it's like I'll do some of it, but I can't go the whole out with it. I can't be busting out in splits.
Yeah, that's I would be out of breath like the first
I have a question. Is it safe to say that Beyonce lip syncs then?
I can't answer
There has
that.
to be an instance, I would think. I don't want to
she
speak
be
against
moving.
her, but there has to be an instance just for performance.
She just
I don't
might.
know
It
about
may not be.
that.
It may not be like.
I don't want that
so?
beehive.
There has
Do you-
to be an
do
instance.
you think so?
Beehive coming after
I don't
me.
think she relies on
I
it.
never thought she did until up until this moment.
Wow. Okay.
Up until this very moment, I was just like, nah, she. Now I'm just like, maybe she does, because it's just like.
Would that change your perception of her?
No, not at all. I don't give a fuck. Like, she's a fucking Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, there you go.
Like, the
Virgo
fuck?
gang.
Virgo gang.
I-
Like, I don't really give a damn.
Me not being a Virgo wouldn't change my perception of her because
Yeah.
that's still a lot of moving she's doing. Like I can't do that
Exactly.
shit at all.
Yeah, still, like, that's what I'm saying. It's still, like,
You know what I mean?
at this point, all that movement she's doing, I expect her to, like, to take a break for 10 minutes and then go back to singing
She's
live.
at a high performance level. Like, you need a second, go ahead, take a second. Like,
Take a
I'm still
second,
gonna be
yeah.
here.
Train
you
for
know?
that shit.
I
That
think she's-
cardio's on a different level.
Yeah.
When you think about niggas like Chris Brown doing backflips during his set, that nigga be wild
He
as
does.
this
He's
singing,
wild,
bruh.
That's the drugs. No.
Yes. No, bro, did y'all see the video?
Say I'm lying.
Y'all didn't see the video of Chris doing
I'm not
coke in the
saying
club?
he's not talented.
No, but he does
But
coke.
sometimes the drugs give you
It's
a little
definitely
bit.
Bruh,
coke.
there was
I heard that.
there was a
I heard
video
that.
of him
That's
doing
what
coke
he's
in the
on
club.
there. He
Chris
can.
is on
Grab the
coke.
mic.
He's on
weed,
coke,
but he's
yes.
on everything. That nigga is
That's why that
out
nigga's
here.
so
Yeah.
acrobatic.
And Chris, we love you, but you a cokehead.
I would never call Chris a
Breezy.
cokehead.
Nah,
Like,
yeah.
I saw him
don't
doing
know.
coke in the club.
That doesn't mean he's a.
Shit.
There's a video on
Don't
Twitter. Yes,
start
I
no
did. I
damn
saw
rumor.
it. It's not a rumor. I saw
He
the
needed
video.
to pick me upper. Like,
I saw
again,
it.
There's
Rumor
party
alert.
drugs.
Hey, man,
He was in the club. There you
Unless he
go.
was-
It was a club.
Party
Yeah.
drugs.
He did a bump.
Party
You know?
drug. He did a bump.
He did a bump.
He got to do some acid. That's right.
I'm like,
I see you
damn.
in the club. All right.
I ain't do
So-
no coke. No,
I
don't
said,
do
yo,
that.
he a liar.
I ain't do no coke in no
Wait
club.
till we get some money. Wait till
That's
we
what I'm
get
about to
some
say.
money.
Like Jeff,
Bro, chill out.
Jeff,
Bro, don't do that.
Jeff, come
What
on,
does he
Jeff.
say?
He
He's
gonna
going
grow
to
that
the gateway
pinky.
drug.
He gonna grow that
He is
pinky
going
now.
to stunt. He is going to
Nigga.
stunt.
He gonna have that
So-
pinky ring with the pinky now.
I ain't gonna lie. I do see myself having like at least 2 baby mamas.
Oh my
A
god.
A little bit, not a little bit of debt, but not nothing
Two
crazy.
baby
Not
mamas.
no,
Okay.
yeah. No coke
Future, I
though.
see. Okay.
Maybe some psychedelics, but like no coke.
All right.
Psychedelics is probably way worse actually.
Mm,
Yeah. So you have a new project coming. Thanksgiving break. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
2 days.
Yeah, soon.
He gave all random days. 3 days a week,
Word.
2 weeks.
Depending on what college you go to.
Yeah, exactly.
Word. And you have like other shows lined up for the rest of the year, or are you good off shows for the rest of the year?
I do have more shows.
Oh yeah,
coming
you have
up.
the cherry bomb. thing you
Yeah.
mentioned.
But I'm just honestly at this point, if I don't see anything that's interesting and worthy, because I'm not really into like just doing any type of shows. If the people if I don't feel the vibe from the people, or if the venue's not big enough, I'm not really trying to go. Once I get to the Cherry Bomb tour, like once I open for celebrities, I don't really plan on like going anything below that. I mean, unless I find myself in a situation where I may have to, because
But
it's
that's
better
the right
for the
attitude
business.
to have.
But I feel like when you want practice, like even if it's like a lower spot, like doing like open mics and shit like that, I feel like you want to stay sharp.
But yeah, even when you make it, there's some people who still go back to open mics and everything like that. But
True.
and regardless
Like comedians.
to her platform right now, like it is a certain thing. Once you do, especially when you're not signed, once you do open up for certain celebrities and stuff, it doesn't make any sense to do certain shows again.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna try to
You know
hold
what I'm
like a
saying?
certain
Yeah,
level of
it's a good
There's
standard.
a
stat.
certain
Yeah.
there is a certain level you don't want to scoop down to, but I also do feel like you should be open to certain shows that are not like that are in that range. Might not be
Yes.
exactly on that level, but at least somewhere close, you know? Because like there's a lot you never know who's in the room. That's the point.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
never
that's
know
one
who's in
thing.
the room.
That's why I said it has to be good for business.
Mm-hmm.
It has
Gotta
to be
start
good for
busting in
business.
room doors too.
But be selective. You have the right to do that.
Yeah.
Like I ain't fucking performing in no strip clubs no more. Unless for real.
I would love to see you going to
Unless
strip
I
clubs.
could get on the stage with the strippers or something, and we have like something crazy like that.
I
I'm
don't wanna
done.
say, but
Jersey Got Talent next
not-
strip club?
A few years
Sure.
ago, T-Pain was in Sin City and he was releasing his 2 singles at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say he performed, but he did like get on the stage
Mm-hmm.
and.
They didn't do that for me. They put
But
me
I
in the
think what that was
corner.
because he was just coming back out, and I do think a lot of times you do test some of your songs in the strip club.
Yeah.
So he was testing it to see how we would
How
like
would
it
it
or
do?
whatever the case, how it would
Yeah.
do.
I do
I thought it
actually
was
have some
bangers.
people who are trying to get me to perform in a strip club, and
You not with it?
no, it's
Unless
not
you
that.
got a
It's
strip
not that.
song.
What
I'm
is it?
definitely with it. It's definitely. I was trying to see if I was going to reveal some secrets. I think it's too early.
So,
Honestly, where I'm gonna go from after my Cherry Bomb tour is I'm just gonna start making venues of my own. If it's not
There
with
you
people that I already
go.
fuck with,
There
feel
you
me, that I already know
go.
are going places,
Mhm.
i.e. y'all.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start making my own venues. Listen,
Yes.
I fuck with the strip club, okay? I'm with the shit. I gotta be clean. A little bit of chicken wings, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make sure that those tickets get sold. I'm gonna make sure that those artists who fit that look can get into there, and they have to also get tickets sold. Because one thing I realized is that it's not really with the business aspect. it's everything is it's so cool to perform, but a bitch need to pay some things, okay? Space and time is money, okay? Feel me? And it's even better when you have your name on a flyer, when you're the CEO of that, when you're the CEO of that company, when you're the face of that shit because you're making shit happen. Then that branches off into a whole lot of other stuff. So now I don't have to worry about, oh my God, I'm not getting any performances right now. I wonder if people even know if I'm alive. I am the performance. Y'all need to show up to this shit because it's popping. Honey Pyramids is at the strip club and everybody's buying out tickets and there's a line outside. It's just getting wild. They got chicken wings. I got pulling up. Like,
she is so
I fuck
dope.
with that.
Like,
Let me tell you something.
And just for the record, I'm not
She's her own
shitting
football
on.
team, yeah.
I'm not shitting on
Yeah.
strip clubs. I just had bad experiences earlier in my career.
I want the chicken wings.
But I love strip
Amen.
clubs.
And let me tell you something. I'm
Sin
a
City used to have some bomb. Yo, y'all don't know. Just old Sin City. Y'all missed out. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all missed out on a good era.
Titties and chicken.
You have my guaranteed
muscles.
follow
So
on every
it's
social
the
media. You have my
muscles.
guaranteed play on every song. I'm really a fan of you after this interview. I was a fan after the first Jersey Got Talent.
Yeah.
I was even more a fan after the second one. But like hearing you speak and share your story tonight has been really, it's been inspirational. You were very, very focused. You're very, very sure of yourself, and you're very, very confident. And I think a lot of people need to hear what you said tonight.
Dropped a lot of gems tonight. Even I was sitting here like, okay, I needed to hear that. Jesus, thank you for the message.
Absolutely.
Only at 21, dropping so many gems. Like, I'm really impressed. For real.
That's
I love young people.
We have
certain young
They is the
people.
future.
we have 2 segments on this podcast that we like to end off with. One is Don't Sleep that I created, and the other one is Hey Bitch Hey that Lainey created. Don't Sleep is basically you're telling the audience that something to sleep on. It could be something as simple as a meal that you had, or your music, or something deeper than that. And my Don't Sleep this week is something that my therapist said to me. The last thing she said to me before I saw her was the only way out is through. And that really sat with me, and I thought about it more, and it's like the only way literally out of like the depression, the anxiety, the stress is through it. You have to face it head on. You have to put that mirror up, that reflection of yourself, and face yourself. When people are saying things to you, you can't take it personal. You have to take it as a lesson, and I'm talking to myself right now. You have to just take it for what it is and not trying to hurt you. They're just trying to help you and aid you into growth and ascension to another level of who you are. So the only way out is through it all. So keep your chin up, keep going, move forward, and everything will be all right. Your dreams do come true. Literally, my dream is coming true in 2 days, and it's surreal. So again, the only way out is through. CR.
My Don't Sleep is centered around confidence, right? A lack of confidence is what leads to anxiety, right? And I want to share 4 C's with you guys, right? The 4 C's, courage. It takes courage to take the first step in changing your life, right? It takes courage to stick it out. Commitment. Once you decide what you want out of life, you have to stay focused. Nothing good comes out of life without commitment. Capabilities. You want to read, you want to watch videos, you want to find a mentor, you want to do everything that you need to do to gain the knowledge so you can accomplish your goals. And then that will ultimately lead to the 4th C, which is confidence. So if you're preparing and you're ready, you'll never have to get ready.
Coco.
I'm sensing a theme. I was going to say, don't sleep on getting to know yourself or reacquainting yourself with yourself. For me, just dealing with depression and anxiety, I've been looking for ways when I feel those feelings creeping up, looking for ways how to divert myself as opposed to going into my shell and shutting down when I experience things. Just trying to remember things that I enjoyed doing before I started dealing with, life's issues, and just reacquainting myself in that way. So I've actually remembered a lot of stuff that I either blocked out or just totally forgot. So that's been helping me.
Lainey, do you have anything?
Not at all.
Honey Pyramids, do you have anything that people shouldn't sleep on? Or Hey Bitch Hey is, what is a Hey Bitch Hey like? Hey Bitch Hey, fucking put deodorant on. Something like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like.
Anything that you feel you want to put out there
Like
as
a
far
disclaimer.
as, listen, y'all need to be aware of Hey Bitch Hey.
Yeah.
Because stop it.
That's
like,
a great
whatever it is.
description.
Okay. I guess mine would be a lot of people think that life is about searching for who you are, but actually it's creating who you are. So when it comes to you feeling lost, you feeling like you're the only one there, you feeling alone, you feeling like there's nothing else that you can do, when there is, God made us from clay. We are made from dirt. When there is nothing, you can make something out of that nothing. With lemons, you can make lemonade. Lemons are man-made, so they're related to nothing. Let me stop being extra. But but I'm just saying, when it seems like you've reached rock bottom, at that point, the only thing that you could do is make that rock into a diamond. You got to make something out of your nothing. Pew, pew, pew. No one else will.
And shout out where people can find you.
Y'all can find me on IG at Honey Pyramids. Find me on Twitter at True Pyramids. Find me on all platforms because that's where I'm at, Honey Pyramids.
Where you have anything? Anybody else have anything? Shout out. This
yeah,
drops after the live show, so should we?
But still, fuck it. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram though.
Yes,
and
follow
keep up with the highlights from the live show.
Shit.
What was the girl Dion? Her name was Dion from. You ever saw Clueless?
Oh,
Yeah.
Dion from
You
Clueless.
remind me of like I don't want to say that like the black stage, but she reminds me of Dion. Like when you just did that, I'm like, okay, Dion, let's go. And I pride myself on being the black Stacey Dash because you know Stacey Dash is not black, she's white. So you know.
So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, you want to see more of this content, follow us on Instagram at Introverted Intuition Pod. If you're interested in coming on as a guest, email us at introvertedpod@yahoo.com. Introverted, go youtube.com/introverted intuition for our YouTube channel. And that's it.
Before we leave, I also want to say if you want to see highlights from the Jersey's Got Talent, it'll be posted on my Instagram sometime tomorrow or whatever. Definitely by the time you hear this, it'll be up. So follow me on Instagram at CR_908. And we got a lot more things coming in the spring of 2020.
You're already planning, people.
Absolutely. We're already in 2020. Where you at?
Yeah.
2019? Fuck is that?
My vision's clear. 2020.
Thank you so much for listening, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Damn, nobody caught that bar. Nobody caught that bar.
Your 2020 bar.
Yeah, I thought everybody's gonna be like, oh shit.
We're just gonna do like videos, just like promo videos, but like, hey, I'm Honey Pyramids, this wrapped up Introverted Intuition, blah blah blah. You do pictures. We have your team in the pictures as well.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm so happy I came here. You guys are awesome.
Do you want me to catch? Because I like the way the last promo video looked.
Can you do that again? I was gonna ask you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Because that shit looked dope.
You know
I
how to do
set
both,
it
right?
up. Yeah, I got you.
Awesome.
Really quickly, I look a little crazy.
Thank you, everyone.
My legs are fucking killing me, bro.
You did squats.
Nah, I did a high intense training session the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was like squat motion, but I was taking a medicine ball and I would catch it, squat, throw it against the wall, catch it.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I had to do that shit. I did 3 sets. And then I had to take the medicine ball, then slam it on the ground,
That's
squat,
even
pick
worse.
it up, slam it on the
That's
ground.
worse.
I did 3 sets of that, and all that was after I got on the bike that you have to use with your arms.
You know, you should have done at the end too. You should have done some planks at the very end of that.
God no.
You would be dead after that.
Yo. But I tell you, Amanda got me working, bro. She know what she doing.
Amanda is your trainer?
Yeah, I gotta show you her. She's so sexy. Oh, what? I love her, man.
As you should.
I'm curious now. Shit.
God, bro.